Hey, what's going on, kings and queens, home buyers, sellers, or investors? This video right here will help give you all that frustration about real estate, especially for beginners or experts. This is the one video you need to really understand, how to get into real estate, how the whole process works, and why more people use realtors, or why it makes so many millionaires, but that also comes with the adverse effect too. This can really change your entire life if you watch this whole thing and stay to the end for the best tips. So, as you probably have noticed, real estate is definitely by far its own little language. Whenever you're doing real estate or trying to get into real estate, if you immerse yourself into it, like right now you are, it will teach you so much on how to actually understand the terminologies, what's going on, how to work, to know what a equity or a note or REO or a FISBO, all the different terminologies out there that really have that loss and drives frustrations. So first off, you probably seen other videos talk about this first because it's super important to understand what this means. The first one is, what is a house, what is a home, what is real property? There's a lot of different things, from land, from farm and ranch, from commercial, from single family housing. So let's start from the basic one we all listen every single day. Number one, SFH, single family home. This would be a one person dwelling space. It could be, single family house. It could be 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 5 bedrooms, 1 bath, luxury or not. Either or, there's still a single family home despite the size of it because it fits for one person. This is probably the most common one we will see in terms of actually having people living there and buying. But then the next one could be for duplex, or for a triplex, or for a quadplex. And if you haven't seen it already, my video above talks all about house hacking and how to do it for yourself. And I'll cover more on that later, so stay tuned for that. But house hacking is a great way to get into real estate if you're brand new. But that's the next one. And despite it having a fourplex or a triplex, they are still single family homes. Because it's 1 to 4. This also works for small pieces of land. Normally, if it's over 15 acres, it will kind of branch into farm and ranch. But it's a whole nother video for different discussion. Let's bring down those. Now, you also might be familiar with condos and townhouses. Condo is pretty much the same. That you own a particular unit in a building and you sell all the co-spaces. So this is the walkway. This is gonna be, the pool, the gym within the building. It is a condo. Townhouses is you pretty much connected to a different line, which is similar to a duplex but a lot different. Townhouses are also pretty popular, at least here in Texas. I'm in Austin, Texas actually, and townhouses everywhere, especially for San Marcos or for Buda or even Kyle. And then the next point we're going to is going to be your commercial real estate. These are your 6plexes or your 8plexes or your 9, 10, 12, 24, 100 complexes. These are apartment buildings, which is really popular in most places. And if you're trying to get into investing, that is a great way to do it. And I have a whole topic coming up soon all about loans and how to get more than one loan, your credit line. If you're kind of savvy with real estate and investing, you only have so many houses on your one line of, credit score. But if you do commercial real estate, you can have much as you want to for a higher interest rate. We'll cover that pretty soon too. Now the next point to get into how the different kind of real estate structure is what next. This is going to be, actually buying it, having a note, and having that mortgage. So you can build some equity in that property. And the way this really works is super simple. Let's say you have a house that costs $200,000. And you want to put down either 3.5%, which is a FHA loan, which is by far for first-time home buyers, or a conventional loan, which is going to be 20 to 30%. So in either case, in say FHH, you're putting down $7,000 for this $200,000 house, and then the leftover difference is going to be your mortgage. And then the equity is a little bit you actually have for yourself. As now you put in $7,000, that's your equity, and you're going to pay down principal, which I'll talk about pretty soon as well. And you like this video so far, definitely like that button, subscribe to this channel, and tag your friends below and share this video to people you know trying to get into real estate, understand real estate as well. I am a realtor here in Austin, Texas, and I literally live for this. This is like my main job, my main thing I do, and I also teach a lot of people who are other realtors this kind of techniques as well. So you have your mortgage rate, your interest rate as well, as I talked about before. There's three main kind of loans, commercial loans, conventional loans, and FHA loans. All your ones are a little bit different. And right now, if you do a FHA loan or a conventional loan, the interest rate we have currently is 2.25 to 2.5, depending on your credit score. Also, a big part of real estate is your credit. If you have around 580 to 620, you're in that really entry point to start doing real estate and money on your credit. You also need to have 2 years of back history if you're trying to be a lease person. But you're trying to buy a house, you only want 60 days of pay stub, make sure you're eligible for it, which is kind of similar. You have questions about that though, let me know below or send me an email. I'm more than happy to answer that for you specifically so you understand more about what this means, how to buy your first house or buy another house or sell a house. I'm more than happy to help you do that. Next one would be is leasing and renting. This is a huge aspect of real estate. And if you're trying to be an investor, this is a key word It's called rentals. If you have this house that costs $200,000, you want to try and use the 1% rule. This means that you want to have your house rent being at least $2,000 plus 1% to cover your PITI. This is your principal, your interest, your taxes, and your insurance. These are the 4 quadrants for that, and this will equal out to cash flow. Cash flow is king, as you all know, and the way you kind of have it down, how you're going to lease your rent, cover most of this. This also works for house hacking too. And house hacking is when you have 4 quadrants of a fourplex, live in one of them, and rent out the other 3 to cover all the PITI and also your rent as well, so you can live for free. Yeah, live for free. It's a great way to get into it. Yes, STR, LTR, short-term rentals, or long-term rentals. You have seller financing, you have Airbnb, and all that's going to really account for your cash flow to make sure you understand how to really get into real estate as a beginner or an expert. There's still a huge part about, property managers. You have cash appreciation or depreciations. You have plottage, and plottage is a huge one. I just sold a property yesterday for my fiance Melanie Ginsburg, and we talked about how there's a lot right next door. If you bought both of them, let's say $2 million together, but instead of being $2 million, it'd be 2.5, because for plottage, 1 plus 1 equals 3. I know, it is a little wild, but if you add more to one piece of land, it's going to increase your price margins a lot. And also go for appreciation and depreciations. And here in Austin, Texas, if you have a house, this is my next point, you can refinance or do a HELOC, which is a home line of credit, and pretty much using that house as your bank. So this is my house right here. I'm gonna take equity out and use it to buy a different house. This is refinancing a home or HELOCs, and this is really powerful for you to really, use that equity for your benefits, especially as an investor. And then back to investing, you have wholesalers who's going to buy notes or contracts and sell that to somebody else at a higher price point. Also really easy entryway to get in there, but really careful with that because a lot of people do illegally. This is why you need people like me who are realtors to help you understand what is legal and what's not legal. And cap rate also had a huge factor for your PITI, which is your principal, your interest, your taxes, and your insurance. All different things make up for your PTI and for your cap rate. And let's say your house is $200,000. At the end of the month, for your mortgage, PITI, it goes out to be around $1,400 a month. And we have that cash flow coming in for someone leasing with you or renting from you. The leftover amount would be how much you have left over. So let's say $600 from $2,000 in that 1% rule we just covered earlier. This is a huge powerful point so they understand how to make sure your NOI is super powerful for you. And next point was your ROI, return on investments. Another key point to add to that is, this is super powerful and relates so much into your cap rate because it's your PITI we just covered with your principals, your interest, your taxes and insurance, and also your mortgage payments you have. It goes up to, let's say, $1,500 a month, and you use a 1% rule I just covered on a $200,000 house. You have $2,000 you gotta pay. You use $1,500 of that with your leaser coming on you, and at least you $500 left over as cash flow if you're an investor. Or if you are going to be living yourself, that means that's going to cost you around $1,500 a month for a $200,000 house. And then rent normally might be $2,000 if you just rent out regularly. This is a huge point for really sticking in your mind. And then in terms of more real estate investing tips for you is that feasible or expire, for sale by owner or expired or withdrawn means the realtor that was working with them couldn't help them sell the house. I had clients myself that had 5 different realtors trying for 2 years to sell the property for them and no one could do it. And then I come in and help my client within the first month have the house sold higher than she was asking for. As the client goes to sell, while you are using realtors, my next point is make sure you interview them, ask them questions, see if they understand what's going on, and are they authority in real estate? Do they understand it? Are they experts? And that is going to be a huge factor in knowing if they can help you sell, buy a house. I have a house that I've sold in 1 hour under contract after having it under my name as a listing agent. So, hope this all makes sense. I know it's a lot when it comes to housing and condos and multifamily and commercial loans and NOI, PITI, all the terminology, but you really immerse yourself into this, understand what all this means, it's going to be a huge benefit for you understanding real estate. This is for beginners and for experts. I say this is a language. If you understand these kind of languages, you'll start seeing this more throughout your life, other places, even songs and movies. Because I say 90% of millionaires are made through real estate to some degree. So if you understand this topic, you might be the next one out there. Again, make sure you smash this like button, subscribe to this channel, tag your friends below, and share this video to people trying to get into real estate themselves. And if you need help buying, selling, or investing, I can help you in all 50 states and 12 different countries. Let me know below. I'm more than happy to talk to you. And you can book a 1-hour free consultation call with me to give you more hands-on tips, one-on-one coaching, and really teach you how to get into investing, how to buy your first house, or how to sell the house you have currently as fast as possible. Again, my name is Jordan Super. I'm happy to help you out. See you all soon. We'll your kings and queens, and abundance is your birthright.